Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chris, and welcome to another episode of Linux Tech Geek. So, I know it's been a while. We haven't really talked about DWM. I do apologize about that. I've been working some crazy hours, so bear with me through the holidays here, and then the videos should pick back up. But I did do a little bit with my DWM config, and I did put it on GitLab, so I'll put a link in the description. So if you guys want to download it, you're free to do so. But let's go ahead and jump in. I'll talk about some of the changes I've made. I did end up removing the version that I was using before with the 15 patches. It kept crashing. I couldn't figure out what patches were making it crash, but every once in a while DWM would crash on me. So for that particular reason, I did end up removing that, and I think I just patched this thing now like 5 or 6 times. I got scratch pads, I got window swallowing, rotate stack. I got some pretty basic things, so I don't need a whole lot. I just thought the 15 patch thing was kind of cool at first until I realized that I probably screwed up DWM. So with all that being said, let's jump over to the desktop here, and then we'll pull up my config, and I'll show you guys what I've done. Alright, so we are running some Emacs, and I'm running Emacs for a couple reasons. Number one, I pretty much like Emacs. I know some of you guys like Vim, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to write my configuration file in org mode, so when I put it up on GitLab, you guys can see what I've done, and I'll show you guys. I'll show you that in a minute. So let's go ahead, pull up my actual config. So this is a literal config, and as you can see, I got, I got some table of contents over here. So the only thing that I've really done is, as you can tell at the top here, I've changed some colors, and that's another reason why I like using Emacs for this, is because I can see the CSS codes right here. So as you can see, if you wanted to change that purple, this is the Dracula color scheme, by the way, but if you wanted to use the purple, you could just change this value right here and then to whatever you wanted. I will say also that you will need probably some kind of nerd font. Probably I like Source Code Pro nerd font. So you may want to use that. I may actually put some backups in here for you guys. That way, if you don't use source code, at least you'll be able to compile this. But yeah, I just wrote out some of this stuff. This is for Ranger and stuff. And also tags. I kept in the original tag format right there, and then we just got like icons right here. I prefer icons over, the 1, 2, 3 key and stuff like that. So and then we got window rules, and I really haven't done a whole lot to this configuration. Main thing is I wrote it in I made it a literate config using org mode here in Emacs, and I've just changed the color scheme. That's really all I've done, and I've removed some of those, like I said, some of those old patches and stuff. So, but pretty basic stuff, honestly. I think yeah, see, we're using we are using key chords too. So I did put the key chord patch. I'll try to make a list of all the patches that I actually used I'll try to put that on GitLab or somewhere in the README somewhere. It's just going to take me a little bit to get all this stuff done. So, like I said, I've been extremely busy. But yeah, you can kind of see what I've done. I know this isn't pretty or anything, but it does work. So we did. Oh, and we do have shift view. And then click events. I haven't really done much with that. Yeah, I wish I could show you more, but let me show you why I actually I like org mode though. If we hop on the GitLab website here, so this is what my readme.org file looks like on the GitLab website. Now, what I'm going to eventually do is these keybinds here, I want to make like a chart or something to make it look a lot better than this. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But we're going to do something pretty cool with that. And some of this stuff is going to be cleaned up, and I'm going to try to have some more comments in here explaining what stuff does and everything. But as you can see, this is kind of the reason that we use a liter config, so we can do stuff like this. And the nice thing is that most of the time you need a README file anyway for most of your projects on GitHub or GitLab. So why not just making a .org file that's your actual configuration, and you can just do all this stuff, you know, like it just does it by itself. So I will be making some videos here on the channel going over some of the things that Emacs does that is extremely useful. And I know some of you are strictly Vim users or NeoVim or NeoVide or whatever else. Me personally, if I need to edit a file or something, and let's just say it's going to be like a small edit, I'll go ahead and use NeoVim, right? Or Vim or something. But if I'm going to be actually writing out a actual configuration file, I'm going with Emacs. I really like it. Now, it did take me a while to install it here on Gen 2. I enabled a lot of stuff, so and then the other day I had an update and I broke my configuration, so I had to go back and I had to, you know, fix all that. I'm using DT's Emacs configuration anyway, so I mean I use a lot of that kind of stuff, so I do try to give everyone credit, you know, that I borrow my stuff from, you know, because they did some of the work. So with all that being said, I will put a link, like I said, in the description, so you can go ahead and grab my version of DWM. Let me open up a terminal. Let's see. I might be able to tell you what patches that we do have running real fast. So we're using the DWM per tag, and we are using useless gaps. We do want gaps and stuff. I know you guys like gaps, so see, we got some gaps. I just don't. It's just if we only have one window open, we don't have gaps. So, but we are using some gaps. And then per tag means that we can have a layout per tag instead of all of them sharing the same layout. Did I not? DWM patches. I moved it. Yeah, I must have moved it. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I'm using. Yeah, I am. So I'm using the always center patch. Okay, pretty important. We are using the auto start patch. I'm not using the, I'm using the bar height patch, but we're not using the bar padding patch, I believe. We're not using cycled layouts anymore. This is the old list, by the way. This is why it's like this. I just haven't touched it. I do need to go through and, remove some of this stuff. But, so we're using always center, auto start, bar height. We're using cursor warp. We're not using cycled layouts because most of the time I only use like 1 or 2 layouts in a way. We're not using dysfunctional gaps plus per tag. I thought this was the patch that was causing the crashes. It could have been. I'm not sure. But I removed it. And that's why we're using the useless gaps in the per tag patch. We are using the keycord patch. We are using the restart sig patch. We are using the rotate stack patch. We're using scratch pads. We're not using status 2D. We're not using sticky. We are using swallow, and we're not using tag other monitor. I may put that tag other monitor back because I do run 2 screens, but I can do pretty much everything. I don't really need it. So those are kind of some of the patches that I am using. Like I said, it's only about 6-7 patches. It's nothing crazy. Not getting fancy with it. It works. It seems stable. I don't see any crashes. So that's the number one thing. But again, I'm rambling. I want to thank you guys for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you guys want more DWM stuff. I am planning on wrapping up the DWM 30-day challenge. It's been way past the 30 days, by the way. I just haven't gotten around to making that video yet. But I do want to kind of wrap it up and give you guys my actual final thoughts on the window manager itself. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. And until next time, I want you guys to take care, be safe, and peace. Bye, guys.